This is Sunny from Endless Vitality here in Oslo, Norway. And what I want to talk about today in this video is about your goals. And I want to say that it's not important to accomplish your goals, and I'll tell you why. So first of all, I want to actually say that it's very important that you have goals in life. It's very important that you actually have a plan for your life, because if you don't, then you're just going to be aimlessly going through life, and it's just, you need a direction in your life, right? You need to be moving towards something. So it's important that you have goals. It's important that you have a plan for your life. However, also keep in mind that a lot of the times you're either not going to accomplish your goals, or a lot of your goals are actually going to morph into something else. And especially long-term goals, if you have goals set for like 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, a lot's going to change in 10 years. You're going to be a different person. Everything's, your life circumstances, everything's going to change, and your goals might change too. So let me actually tell you, just a few months ago, so I've been traveling for a couple months now, and I was moving around a lot of my stuff, and I actually found this journal that I wrote where I had my goals, written goals for 1 year, 3 year, 5 years, and 10 years. And this is something I actually wrote exactly about 10 years ago. This is back in 2007, and what happened is back in 2007, so 10 years ago, I was looking for some opportunity, and I came across someone who was doing network marketing. Network marketing is like a pyramid scheme where you become kind of like a independent distributor for a company, and then you make money through recruiting other people to the company, or even selling some of the products that they have. So the company that I came across was Herbalife, and the girl that actually sold me on this whole thing, basically very convincing, but at the time I was a young kid. I was like 20, 21 years old, and she basically kind of felt that I needed motivation to kind of go through with this, right? It's a tough business to be in, and I wasn't that successful. I learned a lot from it, but what happened is she basically started giving me this motivational videos and stuff by this guy named Jim Rohn, and that was kind of my first introduction to the personal development world. Now, some of you that may not know who Jim Rohn is, he was a motivational speaker. Unfortunately, he's no more with us. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, but he was the original mentor of Tony Robbins. So that's who Jim Rohn is. So basically, I remember I was actually watching Jim Rohn, and he across the street here, and he basically talked about goal settings. And I remember he specifically talked about having 1 year goal, 3 years, 5 years, and 10 year goals. So your short term, your sort of like mid-term goals, if you call it, or your long-term goals. So I remember writing my 1 year goal, my 3 years goal, my 5 years goal, and my 10 years goal. Now at this point I was very serious about my goals, and I wanted to accomplish them, and I was very committed, very dedicated, and went after them. So long story short, what happened after a few years is actually, I kind of forgot about the whole journal, kind of lost that journal. And just recently, when I was just moving things around, because I was gonna go on this long travel, I found that journal. Call it coincident or whatever, but I actually found that journal exactly like 10 years later. Well, not 10 years later, but after 10 years of me writing that journal. And I looked through it. I was very surprised because, a lot of the goals on there, not a lot, but, some of the goals on there have kind of changed into something else. Like I'm like, okay, that's good, I actually didn't accomplish that, because I don't want that anyways. Then I had some goals that I did accomplish, and there were some goals that I did not accomplish. So it was interesting to think about that you know, I had all these goals that I was so committed, I was just so crazy about, and I actually ended up accomplishing some of them, but then there were some that I did not accomplish even after being so committed and being so dedicated. Now, what I want to say is that not accomplishing your goal could actually be a good thing. Now, let me explain how, and like kind of the concept that I have. The concept that I have is that you have your plans, and then universe has a plan for you, okay? So let me say that again. So you have your own plans, and then universe has a plan for you. Now, you know, which one do you think is more important, right? Uh, the thing you have to understand is that, and the thing you have to understand is that most of the time your growth is going to come from adversity. Most of the time your growth is going to come from facing challenging situations. That's where you're really going to grow from. So when you don't accomplish your goal, you're probably going to be put in some kind of situation which wouldn't be a situation that you like being in. But that is the situation you need to be in, because that's where the growth is going to happen. So when you don't accomplish your goals, it's a good thing, because universe has another plan for you. And you know, you probably heard this phrase, but basically in life you don't get what you want. In life you actually get what you need, because that's where growth happens. So again, think about it. Simple concept. It's like your plan versus universe plan. And if you don't accomplish your plan, it's because the universe had a better, you know, quote unquote better, I would say, because the universe had another plan for you, which is needed in your life. So let me finish off by saying that it's important to have goals in life. It's important to plan out your life. However, do not be attached to your goals. Do not be attached to your plans, because, you know, because look, your life's not gonna turn out as planned, okay? It just won't. Most of the time, you might not accomplish your goals. It's gonna change into something else. So it's very important that you're not attached to your goals. Very important that you're not attached to any plans. And have goals, have plans, move towards that, have a direction, but at the same time be completely detached from it. At the same time, just enjoy your life as it comes, and just trust that everything will be fine. Anyways, Sunny here from Oslo, Norway. I'll catch you guys soon.